And welcome in to On To Go. You know, we're here in Montgomery, Alabama. For the past couple of weeks, we've been looking at the state of Alabama for some vacations. You'd be surprised the amount of people that live right in this area that don't know what we have to see. So we brought with us today Brian Jones, and Brian's going to kind of give us a look now at Montgomery and surrounding areas for tourism.
Oh yeah, and people do forget that we have so much right here.
Here in our own backyard.
Yeah, in fact, downtown Montgomery, in a couple of blocks, you've got the state capitol, you've got the first White House of the Confederacy, the Rosa Parks Museum, the Civil Rights Memorial, the Hank Williams Museum, and all of that is you could basically park a car and just go from
Does the
place
trolley
to place
take
to
you
place.
around to that? I think, I don't know if it still does or not, but
I'm
it
not
used
sure
to
about
be.
the trolley.
Yeah, used to be something that took you around.
You can see a wealth of museums, and also a really great museum is actually inside the building of the archive, the State Archives and History Department.
That is amazing.
And that's a new museum. It's only a couple of years old. It's the Museum of Alabama.
Yep.
And it starts out with prehistoric times, through Native Americans, through the formation of the state, all the way to now. It's a beautiful museum. It's free of charge, and this is a great time.
And it's open. Is it open 6 days a week?
I believe so.
Yeah, I think it's open Monday through. I think it's just closed on Sundays.
Yeah. And it's right there. The Archives and History building,
right next door to the state capitol.
Right across from the state capitol. So you can see both of those, and it's a great time to do that because we officially launched our Alabama Bicentennial last month, May the 5th, down in Mobile. Governor Ivey officially launched it. And we're doing a thing just like on our 100 Dishes brochure I was talking about a couple weeks ago. We don't count ourselves as mathematicians. So our 100 Dishes actually has 240 something. Our Bicentennial is actually going to be a 3-year celebration. Instead of
That's
one.
Fine.
It's fine. The actual Bicentennial is not till 2019. But the reason we're making 3 years out of it is we wanted to give communities time to get up their own special events,
be highlighted,
things around that, and really spend some time exploring our people, our places, our culture that makes Alabama, Alabama. So for the next 3 years, it's going to be the Alabama Bicentennial, and Museum of Alabama is a perfect place to really kind of launch that. And their website, alabama200.org, which is Alabama Bicentennial Commission, it's got a list of everything
that's going to happen,
from lectures to events that's coming up.
You know, we need to let our viewers know, Brian, that if you've, again, right in your own backyard in Montgomery, if you've never been to the Biscuit Stadium, it's interesting just to see, whether you're not a big baseball fan or not, and the baseball games there are great. The Alabama Shakespeare Festival. What a gift that we have on our own backyard. We did a show a couple of weeks ago. They're bringing a Mary Poppins back during the summertime here. And you know, you still have enough time as you're watching this show to make reservations for that. And just people don't realize that you go to New York and pay $300, $700 for a ticket to something that's going to cost you $40 or $50 here. Best seat in the house, no matter where you're at, best performances.
Oh yeah, wonderful facility and great actors that they bring in.
Absolutely.
For that.
And the Museum of Fine Arts. We have that there too, walking trails, dog park. But people have come from, I've had people from California come to visit me and say, oh my gosh, I had no idea that Alabama had anything like this. It's impressive.
It is, and like you said, it's impressive for the city and for Alabama, but even on a national scale, it's impressive to have that.
Right. Do they still do tours of the Capitol?
Yes. Jack.
So if a person wants to take a tour of the Capitol, they can come on in and do that also. Good.
And you've got our Capitol is actually was a part of two of the pivotal points in American history. The Civil War, which is where the Confederacy voted to cede from the Union. Jefferson Davis took the oath of office, President of the Confederacy. There's a bronze star on Capitol steps. And then also the Civil Rights Movement. That's obviously where the Selma to Montgomery March ended.
1965,
and the the weird historical thing that you can stand on the Capitol, the Star Jefferson Davis, and look down, and when you're looking down Dexter Avenue, you see Dexter Baptist Church, which was Dr. King's church,
right,
which was the only church that he actually was a senior pastor of. Mm-hmm. So you have these two pivotal events of not just Alabama history or Bison, but of national history that occurred all at this one place.
The cradle of the Confederacy,
Cradle
the
of the
cradle
Confederacy.
of civil rights, and hopefully the cradle of cyberspace.
Yeah.
If General Quast at Maxwell Air Force Base has anything to do with it, we are on the move to become something else amazing here in Montgomery.
Well, he'll have something to do with it, I'll guarantee you.
He definitely does.
Brian, we'll get you to come back next week. Remember the first show we talked about lakes and beaches and mountains? Well, next week we're going to get down to the beach.
Oh, great.
Great. So we'll be right back right after this.